Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for being here. It's been a minute since I've posted my last video and I wanted to come on just to kind of give a really honest update of what's going on with me personally, what's going on with my YouTube, what's going on with my business in general, how I've been feeling, and why I haven't been on the most consistent streak that I thought I would starting out on this journey. So a couple of weeks ago, I filmed a couple of videos for YouTube and I thought, I'm going to start before I'm ready. I'm going to rip off the Band-Aid, film a couple of videos, get out of my comfort zone and talk about what's been going on with my business and a couple of topics that have been crossing my mind starting out as a new entrepreneur. And it was great. It was a little rocky, a little uncomfortable, which I expected it to be, a little unnatural talking to a camera and feeling just a little out of my league. But once I got started, I felt really good about it. And then I filmed a couple of videos in a row and I got into a bit of a momentum, but in all honesty, we went through a couple of things in our lives personally that sent me for a bit of a loop and kind of got me out of that zone of comfort where I felt like the momentum was going and I felt confident and good moving forward. So we have two kids. My daughter's 5.5 and my son is 1.5 years, and everybody got sick. Once your kids start school or daycare, it's pretty much a roller coaster of the plague coming in and out of your home. And we all got taken down pretty hard by this one. I was on antibiotics. It wasn't enjoyable. And I thought, you know what, I can film a video, push through, whatever, all of the above, but I really couldn't. Between taking care of the kids, I also work like 9 to 5, so I was working my 9 to 5 and yeah, keeping up with the house, keeping up with everything else. I just felt like I pushed everything additional, everything that was extra, everything that didn't need to happen. Maybe I wanted it to happen, but I didn't need it to happen, so I pushed that off, push it right aside. And what I found was that I actually ended up feeling really bummed out about it, really down on myself. I was really, really hard on myself and I just felt like, like this is something I've always wanted. This is something I wanted to start for so long and I finally started and now I feel like I'm already giving up. And in reality, that's just not the truth. What I should have done is given myself a lot more grace and a lot more compassion because I would have given that to any other person. With YouTube in particular, I felt like I needed to be so prepared, have my notes, get dressed really nicely, put makeup on, get all ready, have all these things set up. And in reality, the kind of person that I am on the day-to-day, I don't usually wear makeup. I don't often even do my hair nicely. Like it's brushed, it's put back in a braid or a ponytail or whatever. It's not like crazy, but I don't like manicure myself. And I think that part of the reason I felt a bit insecure is because, nowadays anyone filming like a YouTube channel or a reel on Instagram or a TikTok or whatever you might be doing, everyone looks like they have like a little glam fairy in their pocket and everybody's like done nicely. And I felt honestly a little insecure about it. And I was like, should I be doing that? And then I thought, you know what? The point of making this YouTube channel was for me to be me and for me to show what it really looks like for me as a new entrepreneur. And hopefully in showing everyone my slightly more vulnerable side, which is just being myself, being in a sweatshirt and leggings and not having my hair done perfectly, having zero makeup on my face. Hopefully that shows you all that it doesn't have to look like a movie cover or a movie cover. Is that even a thing? That's not a thing. Anywho, it doesn't have to look like a perfectly manicured perfectionist, model everything to just start and do what you're doing and be happy doing what you're doing and feel confident in your own skin. And so that's what I'm going to do from now on. I'm not going to I mean, if I'm dressed up one day or if I'm wearing makeup one day and I'm filming, cool. But I'm not going to intentionally do that anymore because I feel like I can't start, or that there's something in my way, or there's another roadblock or another way to just shut down and not do it. So another thing that made me feel really insecure kind of starting my YouTube channel and getting going with filming and talking to a camera and all that jazz was the idea of filming while any other human was in my home. And the first time I filmed a couple of videos, I kicked everyone out. I made my husband take my kids out of the house. I didn't want him to be here. And in reality, that's not going to always work. I don't think I can realistically kick people out of my house all the time when I want to film a video. Again, it's another roadblock that's going to prevent me from moving, getting started, gaining momentum, posting a lot of videos, sharing all of the ideas, tips, tricks, all that stuff that I really feel in my heart is important to share. And even today, I started filming this video while I was home alone, and then my husband came back from dropping our son off partway through, and so I could feel really insecure and turn off my camera and just say I'm not going to do it anymore, or I can push through and just do it and know that he's not going to judge me anyways because he knows what I'm doing already. Oh, and my tea's ready. Hang on a sec. Okay, got my tea, got my matcha. I can chat again. So yeah, the idea of filming in front of other people or having people running around while I was doing something like this, A, for myself, and B, that felt intimidating or made me feel a little less confident than I normally do, was enough to push me into not doing it. And I think that that's kind of a self-sabotaging move, I guess, if I'm going to use fancy language about it. It's something that would normally hold me back and normally stop me from doing something or be an excuse. I don't want to be that person where something so small can stand in your way of achieving what you really want to achieve, especially in starting your own business. There's always going to be another obstacle or a roadblock or an opportunity to pivot. And I don't want those opportunities to deter me from pushing forward and really getting to where I want to be, even if the road or the journey to get there isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. And on that note, my coaching business is something that is kind of moving at a pace that I didn't know how fast or how slow things would pick up. And in all honesty, it's been a little bit slow. And I think that's because I felt intimidated every step of the way in terms of reaching out to new people, broadening my network. So when I reached out to friends who were in a similar but further down the line position, so people who own their own small or big businesses that I know personally, I felt intimidated to even reach out to friends or acquaintances or people in my life that I knew would probably be flattered to share their knowledge or their background. And I felt intimidated to do that. I didn't want them to think that I was reaching out, to ask for something, but I also knew that they had so much knowledge that I could learn from, and I was hoping that they would be willing to take the time to just talk to me about it or give me advice. And in reality, if someone asked me for my knowledge or expertise in a certain area, I would be super flattered, but I always felt like I was a bother or an inconvenience. And so once I got over that hump and realized like these people are your friends, like they want to talk to you anyways, so I don't think it's an inconvenience. It felt so good to be able to express how I truly felt and what I was hoping to do, and to really take their advice to heart. And that was one big roadblock, and it helped me by just kind of learning more about myself and talking about coaching more, because it's something that just feels still very foreign to me. So talking about being a coach, talking about owning a business, talking about the ideas and the dreams that I have feels still quite uncomfortable. And I'm hoping that one day it feels so natural, just like talking to someone about the weather on the street. But until then, I have to keep flexing that muscle and just keep trying over and over and over again. And another thing that happened in the last couple of weeks was I flexed that muscle and I reached out to some contacts that I have in a certain area that I was hoping to coach clients in. And I managed to get 2 meetings. These 2 meetings were so unexpected for me to get. I don't know why. I just felt like it was an impossible obstacle. And once something actually comes of it, or hopefully something actually comes of it, I'll be able to talk about it a little bit more. But until then, I'll keep it quiet in case nothing works out. But I had these 2 meetings and one of them went phenomenally well. I felt super confident after. I felt like it was a really good connection. I felt like I was really seen and heard and respected. And in the other meeting, I felt very respected and very, I guess, also seen and heard, but I also felt really insecure and not confident because some of the questions that I was asked, I realized I didn't have as much knowledge as I thought I did. And although the people on the receiving end were the kindest, most wonderful, calm, patient, lovely people, I felt so insecure after because of myself, because I didn't feel like I had enough knowledge or I wasn't enough of an expert to move forward in that area. Although these 2 different meetings were from the same overarching organization, so to speak, I just felt like they were so different and coming from different areas. So I think that what I've learned is that it's okay to just put yourself out there before you feel ready, and don't let those nagging voices, that self-sabotaging inner self or that the negative self-talk deter you from continuously moving forward. All that to say, we've had a couple of weeks off. It's been a bit of a journey. I feel like when you are starting your own business or starting something as vulnerable as a YouTube channel where you're so out of your comfort zone, the main important thing is just to break down the barriers and remove the blocks or the limiting beliefs that are showing up in different forms and push forward as your true, authentic self, no matter the circumstances. And what that means for me is showing up when the lighting's not perfect, when my makeup's not done, before I feel ready, and just having open, honest conversations, because that is what I'm hoping to connect with you all on. I want to build a community around people who are free to be themselves and free to speak openly about what's on their heart and what's on their mind, and, talk open about vulnerability in owning your own small business, about vulnerability in starting something totally new. And yeah, I just want it to be an open space where everyone feels completely 100% open to being themselves. I don't know if that resonates with any of you, but if it does, let me know in the comments. What is something that you have on your heart that you are dreaming of doing, but it makes you feel vulnerable and it's bringing up all of these inner limiting beliefs or roadblocks? Let me know. Write it down in the comments. I'd love to connect with you, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching.